Angry guy here, and password bros are furious with black women. So after being demoralized, attacked, shamed, ridiculed, password bros are fighting their voices. As you know, black women have been very vocal about their anger and fury regarding password bros leaving the country, while password bros are beginning to speak up for themselves. Password bros are becoming furious at this point. Password bros are furious with black women, not just black password bros, but white password bros. Password bros of all different cultures are actually speaking back against black women who are attacking these men for leaving. They're extremely upset. They're frustrated when they look at the way that black women are treating men who are simply walking away and choosing to go find happiness somewhere else. And you know, this young man, I'm going to show you this video from this guy. He basically sums it up exactly what's happening with black men right now when it comes to the passport bro movement and men walking away from society, walking away from Western society, Western women.
The only group of men that are shamed for being passport bros are black men. No cap. The reason why is because black men are expected to accept anything. We're expected to get the bottom of the barrel. We're expected to take the leftovers. No cap. We're not allowed to have standards. We're not allowed to have preferences. We're not allowed to have anything. We just accept whatever the woman gives us. No cap. Any other race of men that travel overseas and go get younger women, it's fine. It's just not okay when black men do it. White guys been going overseas for years dealing with younger women, Hispanic men, Asian men. It's only a problem when black men do it. No care. The only group of men.
And so, you know, guys, it is absolutely true. It's so insane. I'm gonna tell you all what happened. Because I've asked about it. It's like, you try to figure out, when did men walking away actually start? When did men actually start walking away from society? This is not MGTOW. MGTOW has been separating themselves socially, financially, and economically from women in the state. MGTOWs don't want to marry a woman, don't want to have anything to do with women, regardless if they're in another country or on another planet. That's MGTOW. Men walking away are men who've walked away from Western society, Western women, and they've gone overseas to find happiness. They've started families over there. They found societies where they are welcome, where they are appreciated. And the interesting thing is that when you look back, there's a lot of people who say, well, where did it begin? There's some people who say that, well, it began with the black guys who, you know, for example, going all the way back to World War II, they went over to places like in Europe and Asia. They had girlfriends over there, and you know, they went back to go live with their girlfriends and they marry them over there in these countries. And there's some other people who said that, well, no, this actually goes back to the white guys. When did this actually become a unilateral thing that was being done? And if you actually pay careful attention, this is something that we've seen even as far back as the 80s, maybe probably even longer than that, where white guys have actually been traveling over to these countries for a very long time. They've been getting themselves wives. They've been getting girlfriends, and they've been doing this for a long time, but they've been very quiet about it. They haven't been making noise about it. They've been very, very quiet about it. These motherfuckers have been sneaking out and going and living their best lives. This is the reason why you'll see some old white guy in his 50s or even his 60s, like salt and pepper hair, are just white as Casper, and he's walking around with some chicken Thailand, and that's his fucking wife. You think it's his prostitute? No, that's his fucking wife. And if you think about it very carefully, people are going to say, well, you know, obviously she's only with him for the money. But then if you think about this carefully, think about this very carefully, it's not necessarily just that. Obviously, all women want money, all right? Western women want money. American women pretend like they're so virtuous. They'll tell you that a man needs to make over $100,000 a year or needs to make $1 million a year, and then they'll turn around and say that, oh, the women overseas, they only want you for your money. But then they're the same ones that tell you that you need to step your game up and get on our level. You need to make enough to be with us. So what is it, ladies? All right? They're just hypocrites. The thing is that when you go overseas and when you look at this, the women overseas, they look at a man who's older with a bunch of positives. One, an older man knows what he wants, so he's not going to be out in the streets. Two, an older man is still going to provide protection, all right? Maybe he's not as strong as a younger man, but he's still going to protect her. He still is going to be there for her and protect her and provide for her, all right? He's not going to be indecisive. So a lot of younger men are indecisive. They don't know what they don't know what they want, and they have a hard time leading. A lot of older men are less decisive. They've played the game. They don't give a fuck what anyone thinks of them, and they're living their best life. So they're not going to be as indecisive. They're going to lead. When they're with their woman, they're going to lead. They're going to go. They know what they're doing. They know how to navigate this world in ways the younger men don't know how to do because they're still trying to figure shit out. Older guys, they've already played those games. They've already gone on. They've already walked those trails, so they know how to walk through life in ways that younger men do not know how to. So when you have a guy like that, that is a pro. That is an absolute pro. Older guys, they typically have their finances at least better established. So think about it very carefully. By the time they end up in their 60s, their late 50s or their 60s or mid 60s, here's the thing: they're usually getting their pension by that point, or they might be getting their Social Security by that point. So they might even be getting Social Security and pension. All right. And sometimes they have it, and sometimes they even have an additional income coming in from maybe a business. It doesn't matter, like from real estate in the U.S. So they have money coming in. They go overseas. They're living their best life over there. They don't have to come back, or they go back and forth. They travel. There's a lot of people I've met who do that. They travel between countries. They'll go to like Spain for a couple of months. They'll go to another country a couple of months. They'll even open a business there and make some money there. It's very, very interesting how these guys operate. These guys are very educated and they know what the fuck they're doing. They know what they want. And women love that because they have a man. It's not about looks. It's not about money. It's about a man who has lived life, has life experience, and can lead and can be a real fucking leader. And that's what's been happening with a lot of these older white dudes. They've been doing this shit for fucking decades right now, and they've been killing it. And now a lot of young black men, a lot of black men, not just young black men, but black men of all ages, they're finding out about this shit, and now they're doing it big. Now they're getting the fuck out, all right? And the unfortunate thing is that, I can't blame them for making noise because it's thanks to these young men that they're putting a lot of other men on the radar and saying, like, listen, guys, there's hope out there. It's American women. It's Western women. Yeah, all women have female nature, but it's Western women that have these extremely high expectations. It's Western women that devalue us, that demoralize us, that put us down, that treat us like shit, that don't value the family. It's Western women that praise abortions and view this whole toxic, high body counts as something positive. It's Western women that are like this, all right, they just, their life is just about consumption, and there is hope out there. There are women who their priority is their family. They put their family first. They want to take care of their family because they know that their family is the center of their lives. And it's like it's like runaway slaves telling other slaves there is freedom. All right. If you really want to know the honest to goodness fucking truth, what I've realized as I've been making more and more of these videos and I've been looking further at the black community, the greatest threat, the greatest danger, and the greatest travesty of the black community is the black woman. The black woman is the greatest enemy of the black community. She has destroyed the black community in so many fucking ways. All right. Think about this very carefully. 80% of all the people in jail right now, 80% of all the people in jail right now come from motherless homes, all right? And black women make up the vast majority of motherless homes in the United States. Now let's look at something else. African Americans make up only around 13% of the population, but commit 50% of the crimes. Now, when you consider that most of the men committing most of those crimes coming from African American homes are coming from fatherless homes, then you quickly realize that almost every instance of violence that comes from the African American community and it results in an African American male or woman ended up in jail is the direct result of a fatherless home and the actions of black women. And keep in mind that before the 1960s, when public assistance came around, there were no fatherless homes. And the honest to goodness truth is someone left a comment and said that black women were forced to take public assistance and black men were forced to leave the homes because it was a better deal. That's absolute bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. The truth of the matter is that black women did not want to struggle. They didn't want to struggle. They wanted to have what they wanted to have. All right. Life is about struggles. You don't always have everything that you want, but you usually have everything you need. All right. But you're going to have to struggle for it. They didn't want to struggle. They wanted food. They didn't want to struggle for it. They wanted shelter. They didn't want to struggle for it. They wanted clothing. They didn't want to struggle for it. All right. They wanted everything. They wanted the necessities of life paid for, but they didn't want to struggle for it. But here's how the government works. They give you just enough to survive, but not enough to thrive. So they trap you in a cycle of poverty and violence for the rest of your life. And that's how it is. The reason why you have so many generations of African Americans stuck in public housing and continuing that cycle, because that's how they've chosen to live their lives. And it's not the African American men, it's the African American women that have all the power, all right, because they make the babies. And they're the ones who can opt out of parenthood very easily. Oh, how so? There are more children. Check this out, y'all. You're gonna love this right here. All right, you're gonna love this. There are more children aborted in New York by African American women than born every year. Yes, I'll give that to you again. In New York, more Black women abort their babies than have babies every year. So I want you to check that out. This is something that's happening all across the U.S., but this is just literally New York with this massive statistic. All right. So you realize very quickly, our pastor bros are getting furious with Black women, saying, back the fuck off, leave us the fuck alone. We're leaving and we don't give a fuck whether or not you like it or not, all right? What do you guys think about this? The fact that pastor bros are stepping up, they're standing up, and they're speaking up for themselves, and they're not going to let Black women hold them down and put them down as they walk away. Let me know what you think in the comments about this and how you personally feel regarding this. And guys, if you like these videos, you want to support me, subscribe. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss another video again, and share the videos on other social media platforms so more people can find these videos and survive and thrive. And also, guys, if you want to drop me a few dollars for what I'm doing, you can drop me some cash via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal, all in the description of the video. Guys, are you surprised that pastor bros are furious with Black women and finally standing up for themselves? I want to know what you think in the comments. Let's go ahead and talk about it. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.